Welcome Classic Rock fans to the first video of 2019, a video where I usually look back on the previous year, in this case 2018, and reflect upon its musical highs and lows, so to speak. But before I do that, I'd like to get straight into gloat mode and share with you some of the wonderful gifts I got for Christmas, including, I must say, this absolutely splendid cardie, or top, or whatever you call it. Anyway, cardie aside, let's look at some of the things that Santa brought me. The first one is this lovely item. It's the Come All Ye, the first 10 years of Fairport Convention. Lots of unreleased stuff and BBC recordings, and which goes right up to, it's got to be about 1977, 78, something like that. A truly remarkable box set. I think it has loads of outtakes, BBC stuff, unreleased stuff on there as well. So for essential summer listening, I'm going to have to spark up the old little clay pipe and enjoy listening to that one. Wonderful, I love Fairport Convention. The next one on my Santa list was this box set, Kate Bush Remastered, Part 1. Now I must admit, actually, the music has all been remastered. I've not listened to it, so I can't comment on how great it all sounds. But it's a bit of a disappointment in terms of a box set. There's nothing to it really. It's just the albums in remastered form, in digipacks in remastered forms. Unfortunately, there's no booklet or anything to accompanying this. There are no outtakes or B-sides. I mean, the thing about the demos and B-sides there are with Kate Bush on those first few albums. It's a shame nothing like that was included. Also, a DVD of TV performances would have been absolutely wonderful as well. But nevertheless, anyway, what I do have here is her albums from her debut album, The Kick Inside, all the way up to Essential World or Red Shoes. I'm not sure which one came out last. So that should make for some interesting reading. I'd be interested to know how they actually sound, though, to be honest with you, because at the end of that's all we have here. But so that's the Kate Bush Remastered Part 1. I don't think I will get Part 2, to be honest with you. I think I'll stick with Part 1. This was sent to me. I don't know who sent me this, but if it's one of you lot, I will say thank you very much. And this is something I've spoken about before, an album that I've wanted to explore, and that's Miles Davis's Bitches Brew. This, of course, is the 40th anniversary, so there's loads of extra stuff on there. There's about 3 or 4 discs, I think, including a DVD live in Copenhagen in 1969. So that's going to be an album that I'm going to enjoy exploring this summer. I'm already well into his album A Kind of Blue, but this one is much lauded. So I thank you, whoever it was who sent me this. This was given to me by my lovely wife, and this is Ron Geeson's book, The Flaming Cow. It's all about, those of you who've been watching my videos will know how much I love the Atom Heart Mother album and how highly I rate it. There's a video I've done, Pink Floyd Best to Worst, and I rate this album really highly. As with Medal as well, that kind of pre-Dark Side of the Moon period, up to Dark Side of the Moon. So anyway, this album's all about the making of that particular album, and of course I want to do a classic album review on Atom Heart Mother somewhere down the line, and this book will prove invaluable, no doubt. And finally, the pièce de résistance is this lovely thing. Ogden's Nut Gone Flake, the 50th anniversary of this seminal and brilliant album. There we go. 3 CDs, that's all the stuff on the back, look. 3 CDs and a DVD, all TV performances and outtakes and demos and things like that, as well as the original LP in mono and stereo. So there we go. So it was certainly a good year for me in terms of presents, as it always is, because I'm a good boy. Anyway, think about the other questions about 2018. I was thinking about the best album, or for me, that came out in 2018. Certainly all the ones I listened to. I mean, I enjoyed albums like the Pneumatics album. I thought was really good. I really enjoyed Roger Daltrey's As Long As I Have You. I think he sounds in fine voice on that LP. And McCartney's Egypt Station. I did a new album review on that. You can check that out. I really enjoyed that album. Not to mention, of course, Ace Frehley's album Spaceman. I watched Ace Frehley's solo career with some interest, in the hope that he's going to be recruited for the Kiss Farewell tour at some point. I don't think I'll see it though, unfortunately. So for me, the album that I enjoyed the most, I think, that came out in 2018 has to be the Muse album, Simulation Theory. Check out my new album review on that particular record. It's such a the more I listen to it, the more involved I become with the whole sort of idea and concept of it. I think it's remarkable. The best reissue of 2018, that's a tough one. I mean, the Tull reissues are always absolutely outstanding, although I haven't bought the This Was, because I'm not a huge fan of that particular album, but I might get it if it drops in price on Amazon. So it's best reissue, Marillion's Brave, Marillion's Clutching at Straws, one of my favourite Marillion albums, was absolutely outstanding. But for me, I'm afraid the best reissue of 2018 is the Beatles' White Album. It's absolutely outstanding in terms of the way it sounds and the whole sort of package. It's far better than the deluxe Sgt. Pepper 50th anniversary issue that came out a year or so ago. It's absolutely wonderful, especially if you're a fan of this album. Even if you're not a fan of this album, I suggest giving it a go. So that's got to be my best reissue of 2018. Best gig. It's always a hard one because I've been to some cracking gigs this year. I thought about the Rolling Stones live at the Ricoh Arena. They were remarkably good. And also it has to be said that I was upgraded as soon as I went, because I got in so early. I was upgraded to Gold Circle, so I was right down at the front. It was an absolutely fantastic gig. Marillion at the Cambridge Corn Exchange. That was a good gig, and I got to meet some lovely people in the pub just around the corner, who maybe I'll meet again at the Marillion weekend in Leicester. Other gigs. Iron Maiden, they were outstanding. I must admit, I'm getting deeper and deeper into Iron Maiden stuff, really, and the more I listen to it, I think they're a remarkable band, and it was a fantastic gig. Look forward to seeing them again. But I think for me, the finest gig of 2018 for me was Roger Waters live in Birmingham. I think it was June. I think it was at the Genting Arena. Something like that. I'm sure it was in June. Great show. It just seemed to sort of hum along until you get to the interval, and then the second part of the actual show, where the whole of like Battersea Power Station was sort of lowered into the middle of the audience, and stuff projected onto that. Dogs, pigs, 3 different ones. To hear that stuff live was just absolutely wonderful. And of course, I loved his last album as well. So for me, the best gig of 2019 is Roger Waters live in Birmingham. But hot on the tails of that particular gig is the Rolling Stones at the Ricoh, and of course Iron Maiden at the O2. Also, it's helpful to reflect on the musical artists we've lost this year. We've lost quite a few, especially as my favourite era of music is 1960s and 70s. A lot of those guys are falling quite rapidly, unfortunately. I think last year one of the biggest shocks for me was Pete Shelley from the Buzzcocks. I mean, he died quite young. And Marty Balin from Jefferson Airplane / Starship. I mean, that whole era of music has been lost to us in that respect. Ed King, of course, Leonard Skinner guitarist. I have to wonder, Leonard Skinner going on the road, who is actually in that band from the original lineup. Probably not many, I suspect. I suppose the biggest name, to lose was on August 16th, 2008, with the loss of Aretha Franklin. She was quite old and quite ill. I suspect it wasn't as big a shock as somebody like Pete Shelley, but nevertheless, it's kind of a landmark when somebody of that kind of status sort of passes on. And there you have it. That's kind of my assessment musically of 2018. Leave your comments below. I'd like to know what you think the greatest album of 2018, what the greatest reissue was. But also, thank you for continuing to watch this channel. I've got now 2,500 subscribers. It's not that many in the scheme of things, I guess, but I'd like to get up to at least 3,000 subscribers soon, so please share these videos. Anyway, click like, subscribe, check out the Facebook page, but more importantly, please do keep listening.